pitch. They say he might come out of the bullpen tonight, but I don't know. That would be what he pitched game 5, right?
Yes.
Or game 4.
He pitched game 4.
So what would that be? 4 days rest?
That's on the borderline.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, the way that he has pitched, if he's up for it, yes.
Well,
I mean, you got to throw him out there because he's been incredible.
Well, at least start him, and if he, if you see if he doesn't have his stuff, then you can go back to, you have 2 guys ready to go that night, and if he's the guy you feel like is your best chance to win, then yeah, you go with him. This is what you played this marathon of a year for, to come down to one game. You don't want to say, well, I'm not quite sure, we're going to go with somebody else. It's now or never.
I mean, personally, I'd like to see Tim Hudson start that game. That's personally my opinion. But have you seen his ERA in the World Series? It's unbelievable. I mean, he's pitched in 3 different World Series now. He was 21 in his first, 23 in his second. He's 25 now. His 3rd World Series that he pitched in, and it's like 0.5 or something, 0.3.
I think it's 0.29.
0.29.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. How could you not, in a game 7, how could you not? If he's up, I mean, 4 days rest, I'm sorry, that kid's going to be 25. He's going to be like, yeah, Bruce, I got you. I mean, I'm just, in my opinion, I'd like to see Hudson pitch that game. But it makes no sense not to pitch Bumgarner if he's ready to go.
I don't think Tim Hudson would mind if Bumgarner went out there. Look, he's been wanting to get to a World Series his whole career, and at one point in time looked like he never would get there, and he just wants to get the ring on his finger at this point in time.
I don't blame. I'll let y'all get to your break, guys.
Thank you so much, Russell.
Up against the break here, more Sports Call on the way, presented by Auburn Urgent Care.
When you're looking for the best chicken fingers and wings in town, nothing else will hit the spot better than JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has everything you need to curb a big appetite, and they have all-you-can-eat chicken fingers on Monday night and all-you-can-eat wings on Tuesday night. Any child wearing their City League uniform eats for $1.99 on the kids menu. Check out our Facebook page daily for our dine-in special. Visit us at 145 Alabama Street in Alex City.
Alex City Food Shop is now your local Shell station, located on the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280. Stop by and experience performance that excites with Shell V-Power gasoline. No other gasoline protects better than Shell nitrogen-enriched gasoline by cleaning performance-robbing gunk from intakes and fuel injectors. And we now accept Winn-Dixie Fuel Perks and Fuel Rewards Network cards, so you can save on fuel purchases. See store for details. State-of-the-art touch-free car wash, snacks, cold drinks, ice, and much more for your tailgating needs. Alex City Food Shop on the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280, where we're always open and appreciate your business.
Lake Winds Golf Course, the most affordable, quality round of golf in Central Alabama. Located right off Highway 280, County Road 40 in Alexander City. Lake Winds Golf Course offers affordable membership and updated pro shop, junior golf program, annual tournaments, and weekly matches. Call for your tee time today, 256-825-9860. Lake Winds Golf Course.
Auburn Urgent Care, located on South College in Auburn and on Enterprise Drive at Opelika near Tigertown, offers convenient solutions to your health care and occupational medicine needs. We offer workman's compensation injury care, and we have a certified DOT medical examiner on staff. It's not about speed. It's about the quality of care. We're open 7 days a week, 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekends in Auburn, and 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday in Opelika. Walk-ins are welcome. Auburn Urgent Care. 334-821-3221 in Auburn, or 334-749-9191 in Opelika. Visit us online at auburnurgentcare.com. Proud of our past, confident in our future. And for your primary health care needs, visit Family Health Clinic at 1456 Opelika Road in Auburn, 334-826-8951. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
At Reinhardt Prattville on 2154 Cobbsford Road, we have over 300 used vehicles in stock. Sedans, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers, imports, and domestics. We're proud to be celebrating 10 years. Come by and see managers Donnie Crozier or Skip Lathan and get your best deal on a used vehicle. We're open 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturday. ReinhardtPrattville.com. Reinhardt Prattville, where we sell to sell again.
Is your paycheck slipping away in insurance? Bring Alpha Insurance show you how to tackle savings with rewards and discounts for loyal customers. Save even more when you bundle your home, car, and life insurance with Alpha. Plus, you get friendly service from our hometown team. In Opelika, call Alpha agent Brian Foreman at 334-749-3371 or stop by our office at 709 2nd Avenue in Opelika.
At Russell Do-It Center stores, you'll find a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, hardware, electrical and plumbing supplies, and lawn and garden merchandise. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rated products, and competitive do-it-best pricing. Russell Do-It Center also offers free estimates, free local delivery, and price match promise. Check us out at www.russelldoitcenter.com or visit one of our 9 locations in Central Alabama.
Hold on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the edition of Sports Call. Andy and Brett here with you for another 40 minutes, taking your phone calls at 1-888-9-TIGER-9 toll-free or locally at 334-887-3401 on our Auburn Opelika Tourism Hotline. Brett, let's talk a little bit about some of these other games in the SEC that took place initially. We talked a little bit about Ole Miss and LSU. Kind of a surprising one, not so much that LSU won, I think. Everybody knew that was a possibility, but the 10-7 score for them to be able to hold Ole Miss to 313 total yards, 137 rushing, and for LSU to be able to run the ball very effectively, 264 yards rushing. Really, Leonard Fournette goes over 100 yards for about the third or fourth game in a row. On that last drive, it was kind of a back and forth 7-3 forever. And LSU just went on a death march there toward the end of the game. I think they ran the ball 12 consecutive times and punched it in and kind of broke Ole Miss's spirit.
You know, the longer that I saw that score sit at 7-3, didn't you feel it coming, Andy? I mean, Ole Miss had opportunities. They couldn't ever cash in when they got down there. You had a feeling that if LSU had the ball – with a chance to win at the end, you like their chances, and they made Ole Miss pay. I mean, you can't get in a grinded out game down in Death Valley. It doesn't usually favor the away team very often, but ever since LSU, received the beatdown in Jordan-Hare, they've been a different ball club. Now I know they went to Florida and probably should have lost that game. Florida really kind of just shot themselves in the foot coming down the stretch.
As long as Jeff Driscoll's on the other side.
Well, it's favorable for the other team. I know that. But Florida had the game won and gave LSU life, and LSU made them pay for it. But ever since they escaped in the swamp, they have been a different football team. Now, I know they haven't played as good a teams, but they finally played a team that everybody was wondering how they would match up test-wise, and they matched them blow for blow. That's the thing that going into this Saturday for me with Ole Miss doesn't really scare me a lot, even though our defense isn't playing very, very, very good right now, is that Ole Miss doesn't scare me a lot offensively. I mean, I know they got some weapons over there. I know Laquan Treadwell is a tremendous talent. I know Bo Wallace, when he gets in a groove, can really hurt you, and that's why it's imperative we do get some pass rush. But I'm not as scared of that as our inability to maybe not run the ball against Ole Miss. I want to be able to come out and say our offense click, and I'll feel a lot better as the game goes on if I feel like Auburn can move the football. And, Gus Malzahn's a stubborn coach. He wants to run first and run second and run third and then pass. The misconception about Gus Malzahn forever was he liked to, run and gun, throw the ball all over the field. He wants to run the football more than anything. and he proved that Saturday night. So if we come out and we start, Reese Dismuke said it today in the press conference. He said we pretty much had our way out there Saturday. We got to do what we wanted to do. If Auburn can open up holes and block the way they did Saturday, now I know it's a day and night difference in South Carolina's defensive front and Ole Miss's, but if Auburn can have some success on the ground early, you'll like Auburn's chances. Let's go to the phone lines. Michael, you're on Sports Call.
Hey, guys, I hadn't got a chance to catch y'all during the week, so if I ask anything or anything y'all already touched on, I apologize. But with Bo Wallace walking off the field with 2 seconds and that kind of disconnect with the team, I thought was kind of disrespectful. I didn't know if y'all talked about that. And then the other thing I was going to ask is the home and home that Auburn has got with Cal, if y'all talked about that at all.
Yeah, we did just a minute ago talk about the home and home with Cal. Andy, I'll let you talk about that. And then also, I thought the same thing, Michael, about Bo Wallace. And I'll start, and Andy, you can just jump in here. I saw him walking out of that tunnel before the last seconds had gone off the clock. And, a team can be so together after a big win like Alabama, but one loss can show the character of a team. And I think that's why Auburn's got Ole Miss at a good time right now. They're going to be down. They're going to be a little dejected. And I think Auburn coming off a big win, going on the road, it helps them a little bit, Andy.
Yeah, Wallace tried to give the game away several times down the stretch. And then you have that 9 seconds. Of course, number one, they, have a delay of game kind of inexplicably, and it turns into a 47-yard field goal. So they bring the offense back on the field. And I know that Hugh Freeze had a conversation with Bo Wallace and said, you either throw the 5-yard or 10-yard out, and if it's not there, you throw it away. And for whatever reason, being who he is, he threw it, right into double coverage and said after the game, it was one-on-one. It wasn't one-on-one. The safety was standing right there just waiting for it. I mean, so I don't know what he was thinking. I don't think anybody knows what he's thinking half the time. So if you can't trust your quarterback, I don't know how you can be successful.
Yeah, I know they're a different team than last year, but I just felt like, Ellis really schemed really well against them last year. I know we had a pick six that kind of turned it around, and we seemed, from what I remember, we seemed to kind of take Tim Dichie out of the game. I know they moved him inside and outside, but we tended to block him really well and take him out. And I know that they're secondary, and they're a lot different defense, and I'm giving them their credit. But I just think we can scheme to run them as long as we don't get in those third and long, second and long. We have to develop some things on first down, but I think we have a pretty good chance Saturday. And I thank you guys.
Thank you, Michael. And remember this: LSU turned the ball over 4 times.
That's a very positive note for Auburn.
Absolutely. I just look at the way the game played out. I'm telling you, Ole Miss is trending in the wrong direction, and they've been.
You had a feeling that might happen, and I'm going to tell you this too. I think if Auburn wins Saturday, and if they go in. And I told you, Kenny and I talked about on Southern Sports Tonight earlier today, that the mood around Oxford all the time with Ole Miss fans is, we're not going to beat Auburn. We never beat Auburn. We can't find a way. They have that feeling almost like Auburn had against Arkansas a few years ago. Just Arkansas would bring a team in led by Fred Talley and run for seemed like 700 yards against. We couldn't stop him. Just some teams have a mental block against other teams, and Ole Miss seems to be that way against Auburn a lot of times. And Bo Wallace, the way that game ended, the way they walked off the field, you can't feel real good as an Ole Miss fan. And if Auburn wins that game, let's say they win it by 2 touchdowns, I think Ole Miss folds. I think they'll fold up like a cheap tent, and it won't be good the rest of the way out. And they'll have 2 losses, and you'll see a team that will show like they have 2 losses and they're out of the national championship run.
To address the other thing that Michael brought up, Auburn signing a home-and-home series with California. The Cal Bears out there in Berkeley. Talked to Jason Caldwell just a little bit in the first hour. It's a matchup with teams that have never played each other. Obviously, it's all the way out there on the left coast. So, it's a good trip to make out there. Sonny Cumbie's, at California right now, they run up and down the field. Have a very high-powered offense. Will he even be there in 5 years? Yeah. Will Gus Malzahn be at Auburn in 5 years? Nobody knows.
Well, that's too far.
It's way too far out there. But Cal is a good school, and it's a good matchup.
One more quick call. Ed, you're on Sports Call.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to, I'll make it quick because I know it's getting down to the end, but I just wanted to know what y'all's thoughts were on the progress of the defensive line. I know that Rodney Garner was a big pickup because of supposedly recruiting prowess, but I really don't know anybody that he's landed for is recruiting, and our defensive line is absolutely abysmal. And nobody can dispute that. Well, I just wanted to know what y'all's thoughts were on what if they're doing on trying to move forward. It can't be just that one guy graduated a D4 or went pro, and one guy's hurt. Carl Lawson. You can't have a defensive line in the SEC in which two guys completely put your hush up. That's my little dog. Completely put your team, out of contention, and our pass rush. You can't give quarterbacks the amount of time that our defensive line has been given them, and our defensive backs have played well, but you just can't give them that much time. I appreciate y'all taking my call, and War Eagle, I love
thank you, Ed. Appreciate it so much. We're up against the break. When we get back, we'll address it. I'm actually going to step aside, and one of our other hosts going to step in here for the last 25 minutes with you. Andy Scott Hardy, he doesn't get a chance to be up here with us very much, and Scott will take over and be with you the last 25 minutes. But Ed is echoing the same thing that the rest of us are talking about. It's what I've talked about since the start of this program. A defensive front, they had 2 weeks. I didn't see any progress, and it's concerning.
Yeah. Now, I won't say the defensive line is not abysmal. They're doing better, I mean, they're containing the run. So I think in order to be abysmal,
there's not getting any pass rush.
You have to be everything. But they're abysmal at pass rush. There's no question about that. We'll talk about that when we come back. More Sports Call on the way right after this.
Marguerite's Absolute Clearance Sale is on. We're next to Canoe Guns on South Donahue and College Street. This clearance sale is like nothing you've seen. People say, I've seen that before, blah, blah, blah. Not this sale. You will not believe the prices. And we're allowing layaway to Christmas, so you get after Christmas clearance prices for first choice merchandise before Christmas and don't have to pick it up to Christmas Eve. It doesn't make sense. It's illogical. I don't know what to say. Come in. You will not believe it. I promise you. Marguerite's, South College and Donahue Street.
Stop by your local TK's convenience store where Resource Natural Spring Water 700 milliliter bottles are buy one, get one free. Resource is a 100% natural spring water with naturally occurring electrolytes for taste. It's good for you and mindful of the environment thanks to a bottle made with 50% recycled plastic. So visit your local TK's convenience store to refresh, revitalize, and replenish with a special buy one, get one free offer on Resource Spring Water. Excludes label and cap. Recycling facilities may not be available in your area.
If you're like me, life begins where the paved road ends. America was founded on dreams of land ownership. Just you, the dirt, your imagination, and the sweat of your brow to create your own piece of paradise. We love making dreams come true at First South Farm Credit. We can custom tailor a loan for you with great rates and terms up to 25 years. Come see me, Taylor Hard, on South College Street in Auburn. Visit our website at firstsouthland.com or give us a call at 826-LAND, 826-LAND. First South Farm Credit. We finance land, farms, and dreams.
Tiger Rags is proud to announce their exclusive new line of officially licensed Auburn University apparel. Albee & Company. Created in Auburn, made in Auburn, uniquely Auburn. Just like our very own Albee. With every Albee & Company purchase you make, Tiger Rags donates a portion of the proceeds to the Albee Fund. Check out all the cool Albee & Company apparel at tigerrags.com or come to the store at 138 South Gay Street and get lost in everything uniquely Auburn. The home of Auburn's favorite game day and everyday Tiger apparel, Tiger Rags. Spirit begins here.
They say business can get downright dirty. At Advanced Disposal, we couldn't agree more. That's why we offer dedicated solid waste and recycling services designed specifically for business. We work hard to leave your business a little cleaner than we found it. Whether the job is big or small, we do all the heavy lifting so you can focus solely on your customers, because that's what business is all about. Advanced Disposal, always working to keep your business and community beautiful. Visit advanceddisposal.com or call your local facility and discover our full range of commercial services today.
Through the years, friends and family have enjoyed the great taste of Shrimp Basket's mouth-watering po' boys, fish, crab claws, burgers, and so much more. While our menu is constantly changing, we are still serving up the best shrimp baskets with the goal of offering an enjoyable, affordable service to each and every one of our guests.
Wow. After all these years.
Still eating at the Shrimp Baskets.
And eating shrimp baskets.
Visit shrimpbasket.com to locate one of our many Shrimp Basket locations.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
Did you know that Gills Auto Sales now features the Prestige selection at their North Lake and Opelika locations? Gills Auto Sales now has over 100 Prestige vehicles.
Kind of come down. There you go.
Models, low
That's
mileage,
good.
with bank financing available. Come see the Prestige selection at Gills Auto Sales North Lake location and their new Opelika location. Gotta get to Gills.
TK's welcomes its newest kid on the block, Valero Store 18, located on Dean Road in Auburn. The spot for the best price on quality gasoline. With a new look, great prices, and friendly faces, TK's Valero Store 18 on Dean Road should be your only place to stop and fill up and grab a cup of coffee. Always steaming hot and ready to help you start your day. TK's Valero Store 18 is your quality gas low price leader.
Hookah shaka, hookah, hookah, hookah shaka, hookah, hookah, hookah shaka, hookah, hookah, hookah shaka, hookah, hookah. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Tuesday edition of Sports Call. Andy Graham, now joined by Scott Hardy on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon, taking your phone calls at 1-888-9-TIGER-9 toll free or locally at 334-887-3401. We'd like to hear from you. We're taking your predictions, Auburn versus Ole Miss, Bo Wallace passing yards being the tiebreaker. And we're the question of the week, most memorable Auburn versus Ole Miss game. Ed brought up a topic we've been talking about really the whole show, and has been a deficiency all season. Ellis Johnson has tried several different techniques to try to generate some pass rush. He, calls some blitz time. He's moved Gabe Wright and Montrevious Adams inside, outside. You see Gamel President now starting. A lot of different things happened. It just seemed like things were really, really magnified Saturday night. I guess with a quarterback that is capable, like a Dylan Thompson. He's not the best quarterback in the world. He overthrew quite a few passes, but given that amount of time, it doesn't matter how good your cornerbacks are; they're going to get open.
That's the thing, and I really do think that we've seen the emergence of players like a Jonathan Jones, who I think has the potential to be a really star player for Auburn, as well as Trevon Reed stepping up, and I think that's a position that Auburn needed him to step up and be great at. But you look at it, as you said, no matter how good your secondary is, if you're putting positions to where they're having to cover a guy for more than 3 or 4 seconds at a time because there's an inability to get a pass rush, then you're going to see what happened on Saturday. But again, you bring up the good Bo, bad Bo. You never really want to say that, but I think that Brett made a great point. Ole Miss is trending downward, and I think that Auburn has an opportunity to really cement themselves in the conversation of playoff talk. Now, every game from this point on is important, so you can't look over any game, but I feel comfortable with Auburn going on the road, even though they haven't played that well on the road. Ole Miss, I think, is kind of struggling, and as Brett said, and I've talked to some people that are on campus now, and they're not that confident in their ability to win, and so even with things happening, them losing certain players, and the way that they lost against LSU, it has to be a little disheartening. So hopefully Auburn catches them kind of reeling a little bit.
Yeah, very interesting. Bo Wallace, we'll see if his confidence has been shaken a little bit. He had played so well for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and I believe I saw just a while ago on ESPN that Kenny Hill had lost his starting job at Texas A&M. So a lot of changes going on right now. Auburn's going to see some new things coming in the next few weeks. It'll be very interesting to see what they can do like you said, going on the road to play 3 top 10 teams, certainly they can build, I think, the best resume of anybody out there as far as whether they are deserving of one of those playoff spots. Alabama goes to Knoxville this past weekend. Tennessee, struggling, has not won an SEC game, 0-4 in the conference. But Alabama up 27-0. Wasn't able to watch any of this game being at Auburn. But you look at the game, it's 27-0, and then all of a sudden it's 27-17. Joshua Dobbs is able to make some strides through the air and on the ground. When you look at it, Tennessee rushing for 181 yards against Alabama, and Alabama only been able to rush for 183 against Tennessee. It's a hard game to. I don't really know quite how to take it. Every time I see these kind of stats, I think Alabama is they're just not quite as good as maybe appear in the final score. But then again, being up 27-0, you can understand why they might pull back the reins a little. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I kind of look at it like the Cowboys, for example, and really the SEC, because I think Mississippi State right now is the best team in the country. But on any given Saturday, I think that if some things, even a couple weeks ago with Auburn, a couple things go differently, that's a different ball game. So I don't think that there's a superior team right now. So that's why you see some of these games where you look at it like an Auburn and South Carolina, where on paper you should be, Auburn should really win this game by the projected amount of points. I mean, the spread was 3 touchdowns nearly, or 3 scores. So you would look for them to go and compete in that manner. But again, you look at the way that Alabama's been playing, I think they have the most potential, I think, to put a complete game together. I think offensively and defensively, if everything's equal, they probably played the best. But if you look at the one-loss teams, but right now Mississippi State being undefeated, they are the best team, I guess. But as a whole, I don't think the SEC has just that dominant team yet, because last year it was Alabama was undefeated, but they weren't really, and Auburn really didn't play their best ball until the last 3 or 4 games of the season. So I think this last 3 or 4 little game stretch right here for everybody, because everybody has to play everybody, you'll have a better feel of what each team is.
Well, the emergence of LSU playing much, much better, winning over Ole Miss at home. Alabama loses Cam Robinson for a couple of weeks. I don't know, it's a high ankle sprain. Those are always very tricky, but very not good news. I think he, even being a true freshman, he's very impressive. Probably the best offensive lineman on the roster for Alabama.
Yeah, and I think we have a call. Michael, thanks for joining Sportscall.
Thanks, guys. I just called, and y'all just touched on what I was going to ask, was how long was he out or what that was looking at. And did I hear correctly? The Giants were going to skip over Peavy's start and Huddy may be starting tonight. Do y'all know?
I had not heard that, but
that'd be a shame if that was the case. I'd love for Huddy to get that chance, but they need to go ahead and close this thing out.
No, I mean, I'd heard that Jake Peavy was up, but they were going to skip his start and let Huddy actually start Game 6. That's what I'd heard, but I don't know if that's true or not. I hadn't heard any updates, but I was also asking about. I also saw Landon Collins was a little banged up. I know he came back in the game, but is there anything to that?
I'm not sure. I have not heard an injury report on him. As far as I know, that he's everybody's a little banged up at this time of year, but I think he'll be back.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. If y'all hear anything or see anything on Huddy, if y'all just announce that, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll do that. Jake Peavy certainly was scheduled to start this game, but that would be interesting to see if they pull him back and start Hudson.
Looks like they're going to stay with Peavy.
They are going to stay with Peavy
for tonight. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. That game starting at 7:00 there on Fox. Mississippi State travels to Lexington, Kentucky this past weekend. Mississippi State's defense continues to give up a lot of yards through the air. 401 yards passing from the Wildcats. Patrick Tolles, ran the ball extremely well. He ran for 76, threw for 390, scored 4 touchdowns on the day. But when it comes down to it, Mississippi State just really nobody's been able to slow them down offensively. Put up 45 points again Saturday. Josh Robinson, maybe one of the more underappreciated tailbacks in all the country. He goes for 198, an 8.6 yard average. I thought this was, all things considered, Kentucky after getting really just rolled by LSU in Baton Rouge, I thought this was pretty good for them to come out and really acquit themselves pretty well.
Yeah, and you'd want to see how they adjusted after having somewhat of a successful season so far, and to lose the way they did against LSU, and now to have to go play Mississippi State the following week, the number one team in the country. I was really interested to see how Mark Stoops would get his guys ready, but this was a big game from Kentucky, even though they did lose, to play in that manner, because this easily, even last year, 2 years ago, they would have gotten embarrassed, and it would have been over early. But I think they're building something great there, and I hope he's around long enough for them to at least see it through fruition. But I think if he continues the successful route that he has now, he won't be in Lexington too much longer.
No, I would probably say 2-3 years, maybe 4 years, maybe max. Continue if they're on this, if they're still able to recruit like they're doing right now, because he really transformed that roster. You can tell so much difference just in the athleticism on the Kentucky roster. I'm like you. I think they came in and really, it was pretty back and forth in the first half. I know Dan Mullen, said at halftime that his evaluation was a little different. He thought basically Mississippi State had given them everything that they had, but I thought Kentucky had played pretty well, and I like Patrick Towles. He's just a sophomore, and that's another thing. You look up and down the roster, and you look at the guys starting right now for Kentucky. They're very, very young. They're only going to get better and better. Just a lot of sophomores, a lot of freshmen scattered throughout that lineup.
Yeah, and that's the encouraging thing if you're a Kentucky fan, is that you're doing this with people that they were pretty much forced to play younger guys, because they don't really have any upperclassmen there that have done enough to earn a spot there. So I think he went in with the mindset, all right, we're just going to play our guys and go from there. And it worked. It's worked so far for Kentucky, not so much for Vandy, but you kind of want to see what's going to happen there. I hate that that's happening to Derek Mason, because I really thought he had opportunity to be successful here, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. But I think we have another caller. Brandon, thanks for joining Sports Call. Brandon.
Hello.
Hey, Brandon, thanks for joining Sports Call.
Hey, this is Glenn.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I had a Brandon. Well, Glenn, thanks for joining.
Hey, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, my biggest thing on this, the playoff thing tonight, I'm interested with the playoff rankings come out. But, as an Auburn fan with one loss, I'm actually pulling for Mississippi State. I would rather them make the championship game than play Georgia rather than us play them twice. I want to see what y'all thought about that. I think that improves our chances of making it.
I definitely think that's true. It certainly benefits Auburn if Mississippi State goes ahead and wins out. If Auburn can take care of their own business, I think they could pretty much control their own destiny. It would be good for Auburn to sit back and not have to go to the SEC title game and play Georgia again, like you said. You saw this happen with Alabama just a couple of years ago, not having to go to the SEC title game, gets another chance at LSU and beats them. Who knows? Auburn could get another chance at Mississippi State down the line.
Yeah, I think it's sad to see it, but I think the SEC championship game is becoming more of a liability than it is a privilege to play in now.
It may very well be that, and that is a shame, because I think that's one. I thought that was one of the best things that ever happened to the SEC was to institute that championship game. I think it's the marquee game, really, of the year in the championships. And I don't want it to be like that. I want, maybe on down the line when we, the playoff evolves a little bit more, we might see conference champions play it off. We might, we'll just have to kind of wait and see how all this kind of works out and see what's the best moving forward.
Yeah, well, there we go. I think we lost him. But looking at that, I agree completely. And I think you'll see the need to have to go to 8 immediately. I don't think it'll stay at 4 too long. I mean, I guess if they're required, however long the required time is to stay at 4, but they'll revisit that quickly, because you're going to see arguably the best conference with the best division have 3 or 4 teams that could beat anybody, really, and they're going to be put out just because they beat each other. And I don't really think that's fair to them. But it seems like we have another caller before we take another break. Jay, you're on Sports Call.
Hey, guys. Here's one thing that bothers me about when that thing comes out tonight. If Auburn is in that thing and we win out, and then you've got Oregon, if they win out and Michigan State wins out and wins out in the Big Ten, we're all sitting there at 11-1. And at the end of the season, I think there's going to be so much pressure on this crowd to start including these conference champions that have a weaker schedule than Auburn. And Auburn's going, and wouldn't that be something if Auburn's in it the entire way, and then that last weekend after the conference championship games are played, suddenly Auburn disappears? I think that's a real possibility.
Yeah, it is a possibility, and we'll have to wait and see how the committee votes. But to me, I just don't think you can look at Auburn legitimately beating 3 top 10 teams on the road down the stretch and put somebody, even put a one-loss Michigan State. I wouldn't even put a one-loss Oregon ahead of them. Now, that's me. Maybe I've got blinders on, but I just don't know how anybody anywhere in the country could look at that and not say that team deserves to be in the playoff.
No,
appreciate the call. Yeah, let's go ahead and take our final break here. We got one more segment on today's Sports Call. We'll be right back right after this.
Purchasing a home can sometimes be overwhelming. Instead, it should be an exciting time for you and your family. Hi, I'm Angela Van Houten with Century 21 Lake Area Realty. I want to help you find the home or property that perfectly fits your needs. With over 15 years of experience in real estate, I am proud to serve the Lake Martin and surrounding areas. Call or text me today, 256-596-0566, or find me on the web at angelavanhouten.com and let me help you find the home you've always dreamed of.
So, you're a business owner in need of durable, comfortable work uniforms and hats. Or maybe your high school won the section championship and you want to celebrate with custom t-shirts. Or perhaps you'd like matching tees and hats for your family reunions barbecue. At Lee Apparel, we offer you a full-service production facility right here in Central Alabama. From design to printing, every aspect of your order is taken care of here with real people. Find out more at leeapparel.com or call us at 888-533-6758.
When you change the life of a man, you change an entire family. The Reprieve helps men with alcohol and drug problems that have had multiple treatment attempts. The Reprieve is a Bradford Health Services innovative recovery program. The year-long Reprieve offers testing, evaluation, and mentoring for employment, guides men through the 12 steps, and provides life skills training for balanced, healthy living. Get a Reprieve on life at 256-496-0406.
CertaPro Painters of Auburn, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia is locally owned and operated by Mike and Chris Dodd. Whether it's interior or exterior, residential or commercial, CertaPro Painters delivers a professional painting experience to you. We give you a free detailed written estimate, free color consultation. We provide a 2-year warranty for your protection. We also offer an easy pay program. Call 334-651-0033 or 706-225-8070. CertaPro Painters. Experience the difference a pro can make.
From cruises and resorts to land tours and completely packaged vacations, Rutalisa Anderson of Cruise Planners specializes in all types of travel and will create an unforgettable vacation just for you. Visit exotic destinations, Alaska, Europe, Hawaii, and more. Visit exclusivecruiseplanners.com or call Rutalisa Anderson of Cruise Planners today, toll free at 844-722-6342.
There's no doubt that high school and college athletics rule the state of Alabama. Increase exposure for your business by spending your advertising dollars on the best sports programs in Alabama. Sports Blitz, Sportscall, and the HSAA Radio Network. In a sports-hungry state like Alabama, Sports Blitz, Sportscall, and the HSAA Radio Network will offer your business.
We're going to figure out how to do it at some point.
It's all good.
Designed to fit any budget. Call today, 256-794-8223.
Before the big game on Saturday.
So we think we do have a phone call.
Yeah, he sent me one. He said Glenn, but we do have a phone call. I don't know which one it is.
10 a.m. to noon, Luke Robinson, Brett Pritchard, and Randy Lee break down the day's biggest games and the latest news from around the sports world.
It's good. It's good.
You can call in at 800-782-0108 or watch live at sportsblitzlive.com. That's sports with a Z.
Appreciate your interest in the game.
Saturday Sports Countdown this Saturday, 10 a.m. to noon.
The Southern Tales collection isn't just an expression of class, it's an Auburn way of life. Whether it's a long day on the lake with your closest friends or cheering for the best team in the SEC, we aim to provide comfortable, quality clothing fit for any occasion. God, family, and football are the three things we hold closest, and we hope to share these things through our product line with the people we love the most, our Auburn family. SouthernTalesCollection.com. Southern Tales, not just an expression of class, an Auburn way of life.
This segment of Sports Call is brought to you by Resource Natural Spring Water. Resource is 100% natural spring water with naturally occurring electrolytes that support a lifestyle of well-being. When you need to refresh, revitalize, and replenish, it's always Resource Natural Spring Water.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the final segment of today's show. The Tuesday Sports Call. Andy Graham and Scott Hardy here taking you home at 6 o'clock. We'll go right back to the phone line. Caller, you're on Sports Call.
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. How are y'all today?
All right. How about you?
I'm doing pretty well. Go ahead and get my prediction in first.
Who we got here?
This is Stroud.
Okay. Go ahead, Stroud.
I like Auburn 24, Ole Miss 14. I do think it'll be a relatively lower scoring game than what we're used to.
Tiebreaker is Bo Wallace passing yards.
250.
250. Do you think we'll be able to get? Do you think we'll be able to get any pressure on Bo Wallace?
Yeah, I do. I think it's gonna be easier to get pressure on him because I don't think their offensive line is quite as good as South Carolina's was, and more than that, they really just do not have much of a running game to complement the pass. So we ought to be able to blitz a little bit more and turn our defense in. I think the defensive line may be a little bit tired of hearing it after this past week. So I think they'll be a little bit more motivated, and I think we'll be okay. Going back to talking about tonight, I'm not worried about tonight, and I'll go even a step further. I really, number one, if Auburn wins out, I really don't think they'll get left out. But even if they did, this is so much better than what it was back in 2004. It used to be that if you lost the game, especially, most of the time Auburn was always preseason, outside of the top 15 lots of times. And they just couldn't even afford to lose a single game. And then you got a situation like back in 2004 where they won all of them and still didn't get in. We're sitting here complaining about, we got one loss and we ought to get in. Well, it's a lot better than it used to be. And I don't want to see them expand this playoff anymore for than us. I like the fact that it's exclusive and it's hard to get into that top four. And I think that's what makes college football unique to the NFL, and it makes the regular season, because, the truth of the matter is this Saturday, this is a playoff game this weekend. If Auburn loses Saturday, they're out. If Ole Miss loses this weekend, they're out. And I like that. I like the fact that with this system that the regular season does matter, and it makes college football, it makes it unique, and it makes it special, and it's what makes the whole season so exciting, and people are into the regular season. And if something happens and we get left out at the end of it,